Hola, yo soy Lisa Hernández
Y yo soy Celeste Hernández.
y esto es Mariachi
Y Más.
Podcast.
Welcome back.
Aplausos, aplausos. Bueno, antes que nada, bienvenidos a nuestro segundo episodio de Mariachi Y Más Podcast. Como dije, yo soy Lisa. Tenemos a un súper invitado hoy también de honor, como la semana pasada. Right?
Yeah.
Alex Ascencio. Un aplauso para Alejandro Ascencio, por favor.
Yay. Welcome, Alex.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you for having us over in your beautiful ranch. Estamos en la bella ciudad de... Wait, should I say where you live?
Yeah, you can say. I think a lot of people know where I live, right? I always post it.
We are in Agua Dulce, California. What about if you got like a little stalker out there or something like, o sea, you know?
I mean,
Oh my goodness.
people know where I live. A lot of people know where I live.
Okay.
Just
so,
know, I am. I believe in the Second Amendment. Okay, so
In other words, he's like,
there you go.
there we go. Well, for those of you who do not know who Alejandro Ascencio is, Alejandro, please introduce yourself to our...
So for anybody that doesn't know who I am the guitarist and one of the vocalists of Mariachi Sol de México. I've been there for like 5 years now, no? It's going to be 5 years. I started music when I was about 5 years old. I did piano for a long time. Classical piano, I took lessons. I didn't get into mariachi actually till I was 12. And so all that time I was doing piano and then some things on the accordion. And then mariachi at 12. And then I got into mariachi on the accordion, which is kind of a weird instrument to join mariachi on. And then, do you want me to give the full thing, like the process of how I got to here, or we'll get there later?
yeah, we're going to be asking some questions.
Okay,
Like
yeah, we'll
on
get there
that.
later.
Yeah.
But that's basically
Just some general things.
Yeah, that's how long I've been in music, and music is my passion. I love what I do. Without music, life is so sad.
I agree. Right?
Yeah, we felt that.
Are you a first generation mariachi, or is your family have a mariachi background, or...
It depends how you like classify that. Porque I really am first generation mariachi, like an actual mariachi. Because my dad played a little bit when he was like 13, 14 years old. But he played for a little while, and then he got into his business. My grandpa también, he played, but he was never a mariachi. He played like a little bit of guitar. He liked singing. He wasn't very good, pero le gustaba. He loved it, And he's the one that sort of got my dad into it, and my dad
That's
is the
what
one that got
matters.
me into it. And so my first music teacher was my dad.
That's awesome.
The fact that he said he wasn't that good.
No, I mean, no, and he if he
Yeah.
was here today, he would admit it. He would say, pues, I'm not very good, but
Por eso me cae bien. Es de los míos.
I'm being honest.
Exactly.
He was honest, It's
You're just being honest.
Yeah, that's true. So, la pregunta del millón. Celeste has la pregunta del millón.
All right,
which
let's
is
see.
the
Okay,
first
so
one
it's
that
a two-part
everybody-
question.
Yeah, two-part question. Let's go.
See how blindsided I get.
Oh, no, you're good.
How old were you when you started with Camperos?
Okay. So it's funny. I just posted something
I saw
last
it.
night, a
I saw
picture
that.
of me with Nati and
Yeah, and I thought that was
I
crazy.
saw that too. I was
Yeah.
like, that's a question. That's so cool.
so I started with Camperos when I was 15 years old. I think Chencho also got in when he was like 15.
Yeah. 15, 16.
So I don't know.
I
Depending
don't
on
recall that one.
depending on 15 and how many months, we'll see who got in younger.
We got to look into that. You guys hear that? We're going to do a poll. A ver quién entró primero.
No, Chencho's the GOAT. Chencho's the GOAT.
He's the GOAT.
He got in and he was playing.
Respectfully.
He was playing like primeras. He was playing really very, very beautiful.
Yeah.
I got in. I was very green.
Right.
Me faltaba mucho. But it was an opportunity that I had to take. I had to take it. At 15. So I was 15 years old. I was in Camperos. And I wasn't there very long.
What was your experience like playing with a world-renowned group at that age?
Well, I was in high school. I was a junior.
Freshman, probably. 15?
I think I was
you're sophomore.
I think sophomore, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was a sophomore. And luckily, I went to San Fernando High School here in the Valley, San Fernando Valley. And I knew all the staff. I knew the dean, I knew the principal, I knew the lady who took care of attendance.
Forget it.
And they were all very willing to work with me in terms of like missing school. And because sometimes remember,
course.
you know, the encuentro in Guadalajara?
Yes.
That was like 2-3 weeks that I wouldn't be in school.
Y que dijeron, yes, Alex, no te preocupes, ahí te las, we'll knock you out, you're good.
You
Pretty
know,
much, right?
they loved me. So they knew me as like the mariachi guy, the mariachi kid.
Perdón.
So I would tell them, I'm leaving for this long. Okay, something else that helped was the harpist for Camperos, Checo.
Mm-hmm.
He teaches at that school.
Right.
And he was
That's
my
how you
music
got
teacher
in.
at that school. And, he was one of my ins, right?
Right.
But he would ask for time off, and they already knew, this guy is asking for time off. He's going to a concert.
This
Alejandro's also going. So they were very proud. I wouldn't say like very proud, but they were kind of happy or proud to have one of their students being in a group like that at that age.
So that's why te dieron por tu lado and pretty much.
I think so.
That's
you know,
good.
not every teacher was as accommodating.
Right.
I had like my biology teacher, she didn't care.
But did you really care? I mean, you had the principal on your back, so who cares?
You know,
right?
Yeah.
She
You're
was
like,
very
biology
strict.
teacher, aunque no quieras, me voy a ir, güey.
So like, to summarize that, what would you say your experience was like being in Camperos?
I learned a lot.
Yeah.
It was a very, the thing is, Chuy and all the musicians there, they're like at the top of their game, especially in that time. You know, that was when Palomar was there, Germán López, Ismael, Javier Rodriguez, Juan Rodriguez.
Yeah.
And those are all guys that I always like
Looked up.
held really highly and I looked up to. And in terms of music and camaraderie and all that, it was an amazing experience. And Nati was,
Que no se
I don't
diga.
know why, he loved me. You know,
And that's
he was very accommodating. He was very
says a lot.
nice. He was very sweet. You know, a lot of times we'd have flights together because we would have to fly separate from everybody else. And we would have conversations the whole flight.
He flew with you guys? He would fly with you guys, Nati?
Oh, yeah. Well, he would fly with me. You know, that was, era el consentido ahí, pero.
Well, I was going to say, because Nati didn't have kids. So he saw you like, es un chiquillo, chamaco, with all due respect. But like, he was drawn to you, te tenía cariño. So,
But
and,
his thing was he always believed in investing on young kids, investing on the future of mariachi because, I mean, that's what José's doing right now. That's why José's so involved in education and everything because without that,
no hay nada.
mariachi in like 20 years, it's going to be nothing, you know? It's mariachi education is very, very important. It's like school, right? When they make us play sports and all that, like
It's a tradition.
1% of the people that play sports make it, but the rest of them become fans,
Yeah.
sports fans.
It's a tradition. It really is.
Yeah. And that's why I push mine to live the tradition not because they're my kids and they come from where they come from, but because they're talented for it. If they weren't talented, I would not, me or my husband, we would not be spending the money, the time, because it's a lot of work.
Lo tienen en la sangre, yeah.
Yeah, they have it. But aunque lo tengan en la sangre, hay unos que no tienen el talento.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So when they have it, it's like you have to push for it. And
Nombres.
no.
Respectfully,
Respectfully, I'm not going to give names, okay? We are not that kind of podcast.
We're just real. It's okay.
You know, like you said, it's in the blood. My brothers are very talented.
Super. I was
Both-
just telling Celeste, I was like, because I was telling her, he plays really good and he sings well too. And he was telling my mom, like, no, I don't. I'm like, why you got to lie for?
No,
Like,
he does.
He does.
He does.
No, I know.
That's
I've
me.
seen him and I've heard
That's
him.
me.
And they both sing really nice,
Yeah.
and they sing higher than I do. You know, these
I
guys-
have that video you sent me when you guys went to my dad's house with the three of you guys singing. My dad was impressed. For you guys to impress my dad, let me tell you, bro. My dad was impressed with them.
Yeah.
I have a show to you. You haven't seen it. I haven't.
Okay.
All three of them, they sing so good together.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
I came in and I was like, is that his brother? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, because they sound very alike. Like their voices are
Yeah.
almost the same color.
Yeah.
People
He
get
plays
us
vihuela, right?
confused.
Your brother?
Yeah, he plays vihuela. People get us confused, which
crazy.
I don't understand because he's white
No, but the voice.
I'm dark.
But the way you're talking about como hablan, right?
No, I'm
Yeah.
speaking. I'm talking about.
Oh,
They're like, oh, hey, Alejandro. They go up to him, Alejandro, how are you? And he's like,
Oh, you're saying
He's
like,
like,
you guys
first of
are
all-
yin
Look
and
at me.
yang,
Yeah.
like,
look at me.
two
he's like,
different
first of all, I don't wear
colors.
glasses and I'm not light skinned. Okay, I'm a little tan.
Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
no,
can
she was saying
understand.
voice wise when she heard him. She's like, oh my god, they sound a lot
He
alike.
sounds a lot
yeah,
like me.
he does.
Yeah.
So why didn't now that we're talking about your brothers and your family, why didn't they pursue mariachi music? They don't like it as much as you do, or
You know what they like it? No más. I think the one that's least attracted to it would probably be my older brother, Jerry.
wow,
and then
Jerry.
And then Adrian, he likes it, but I don't know. Es un poco inquieto, right? Like he likes doing this, and then he'll do that, and then he gets this hobby, and then he'll do that. And although he's naturally talented, and honestly, I believe that he does have perfect pitch, because when he hums
Sounds like me.
melodies of like different recordings and stuff like that, without having a reference pitch or anything, he'll sing the song in the key that it was recorded in.
Yeah,
He doesn't even notice.
He doesn't get it.
realize.
that's awesome. That's freaking
So-
awesome. But we know a lot of people that
Yeah.
do that, do this and that and that and that and never do anything, right?
Respectfully.
Respectfully, we do, but
Hay mucho talento.
yes.
Mucho talento.
A lot,
of talent.
yes. Your family's very talented. So we do have a lot of questions that we got a lot of questions for you on Instagram.
Yeah,
Thank
you got a lot of love,
guys.
dude. You
A
really did.
lot of love, like a lot. I was like, Alex, o sea, ¿qué onda? But I mean, I knew you were gonna get a lot of questions, a lot of everything. So
Oh,
one
that's
of my favorite questions, which I'm 100% certain I know the answer to, right, Chulis? So I told her, I already know the
Let's
answer
see.
to this.
She's been dying to ask this
Yes,
question,
I've been dying to
guys.
ask this question. I really have, because I already know the answer, but I want him to answer it for who asked us. So the question is, let me put my glasses on. Sorry, guys, because estoy media ciega. So it says, yeah, sorry. So it says, stylistically, who do you draw inspiration from when interpreting a song?
Well, I have two mains.
We want the main.
And I'm going to go in no particular order.
I'm sorry.
Although she may know who my preferido is, right? But it's Pedro Rey,
Obvious.
El Gallero, right? I love that guy. And Jose.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
was like,
I know.
I thought you were gonna come out with another
I
mariachi
could've
guy. I was
No,
like,
no.
You better watch yourself,
No.
Alex.
You know, in a way, I'm putting him and Jose, pues.
Oh yeah,
Up
Jose
there,
Jose is
you know?
a beast. I
Jose
mean,
is one of the
obviamente.
goats. He's one of the goats.
But when we're talking mariachi,
Oh, mariachi, yeah, it's Pedro. I mean, Pedro, that guy was able to sing rancheras, boleros, anything, and put his own spin on it. You know?
100%.
Anybody hears him sing and they know it's him.
Yes,
He's one of a kind. He really
He truly is.
He's like one of those underground artists that
Yes.
people that know. You know, if you know, you know.
Yes.
That kind of thing.
He's underrated.
Yeah.
That's a better way
Yeah.
to put it. He's
But-
very
Truly.
underrated.
But he knew a lot of people, a lot of artists. you know?
Dude, that's why I'm like, Jose Jose was a beast. He used to go to El Rey all the time.
He used to party with Pedro.
Oh my God, he used to party with my dad, Chente, Lucha Villa,
Oh,
my
yeah.
girl Lucha. I love Lucha.
Wasn't sorry.
Yeah,
Go
go.
Chente was the best man at one of your dad's weddings, right?
Vicente
Like they were all
Fernandez.
close. Like it was a close group of friends. Like if you guys knew what we knew, like the history that we know, like just coincidentally, Tío Jose is like, oh yeah, I used to hang out with these guys, and there's just I find out stories about
Everything.
Chente being his best man, and my dad was with. I mean, my grandpa was with Lucha Villa, and like. Dude, like
We don't talk
there's
about
just
that. We
there's
don't talk
so
about
many, no, but it's so many things that like connect all of them together. Like, little do you guys know, our family was in the scene. They were the music that you guys are listening to. Like,
They were the scene.
Well,
like-
these are the kinds of stories that you guys will uncover, right? By
Yeah, of course.
by getting to some of the OGs and stuff like that.
Exactly.
See,
Yeah.
that's-
Yeah.
I think that's what this is about, right?
Yeah, to keep our mariachi genre up to a level where it should be. I mean, especially, and I'm talking for myself, being the daughter of who I am and the niece of who I am, like, I may not play an instrument, but I bleed, love, and breathe mariachi like 100%.
We appreciate the heck out of it.
I'm talking
That's
like
for sure.
100%. Like my kid can vouch for me. Like since he was 1, he doesn't hear anything else in the car but mariachi. Like he has his own choice now, but like because I love it. The only thing I'm missing is playing an instrument, but my father never wanted us to do that because we were women, you know. But now it's their time. But I mean,
still can?
No, yeah, es hora de mis hijos. Like I'm focusing on them. I'm blessed that I'm able to sing and sing the way I do. So yo con eso me conformo. But this is what we wanted to bring for everybody else that doesn't know those stories of our family, that is not as close to all of you guys from Sol de Mexico, that we have access to you guys, because there's a lot of younger generation out there that look at you guys like you guys are unreachable.
Yeah.
And this is what this is for, to let them know, like, dude, he is cool AF. Like, he's awesome. You see him anywhere, anywhere. If you ever go to the restaurant and you see him and you want a picture, you better go up to him and be like, Alex, I want a picture. Like, he's never going to say no to you. And if he says no to you, you better send me a DM because that's not going to happen again. But it's true, right? Because we have access to all of them so much that's why we wanted to do this. So you guys, the newer generations, can see
what we see
and what we know, and that they are literally like
all the guys,
normal people.
All the guys are very approachable. All the guys, everybody, even Jose.
100%.
Jose's a sweetheart. He's a very nice guy.
He is. But they see you guys like unreachable. You know what I mean? They really do, because people are shy. People are like all the kids that go to the nationals. I have a lot of people that I know are watching these younger ones that are like, oh my God. Like, that's why we got so many questions, because they draw to you because they're younger. You're the newer generation coming up, you know, so they know a lot of your grandpa, my dad, my uncle, but they draw to you guys like, damn, how did you get into that group? Like, how did you do that? I want to be there, you know?
And it encourages them even more when
100%.
they hear stories like you, where you were 15 and you were in Campero. It's like, it's inspiring. But
that's a whole story within itself. That whole
We're trying to
journey.
get there right now, bro. Just FYI.
So I have a question. What made you want to learn the rest of the instruments in the mariachi ensemble? Because I know that you mentioned that you played the accordion and the piano.
So, you know how I mentioned that my brother is being inquieto and he likes doing this? That's how we sort of all have that, right? Like, I was always very, I don't know, like I wouldn't say like super hyperactive, but I kind of was.
Okay.
You like to stay busy?
I liked doing things with my hands. No me quedaba quieto. I would be moving around in class or when I would be at the Mariachi Academy and they would work with the violins. I would be like, oh my God, this is taking forever. Like, he would spend like an hour just working on the violins. I would just be there standing and con la inquietud de, okay, pues let me grab another instrument, or let me play vihuela now, or let me grab the bass, and es la inquietud. It was just like you have it inside you. You want to do this and you want to do that, and
What's your favorite instrument? I'm assuming guitar, or
that's a tough question.
Well, we need an answer.
You know, people ask this all the time, and Lupe from Sol, he's my roommate, right? We room together, and he goes, la gente me pregunta también cuál es mi instrumento favorito, y yo les digo,
it's the cello, no?
Oh, he really likes cello. He play. By the way, Lupe is a beast. He's a beast.
He'll be on soon.
No, and he says his voice. Because your voice, I mean, if you treat it like an instrument, it's like an instrument, right? And I think right now, my favorite instrument is my voice.
Wow.
And I love your voice. I mean, you already know. Don't even try and play it off.
I know you like it.
Taking into consideration all the instruments that he plays, though.
That's a good question. That's a good answer.
That
cheers
should
to
inspire a lot of singers, though.
Cheers.
Don't be shy.
Cheers to that, Julie.
Cheers.
And
That was good.
And the weird thing is, I was never like a singer or anything. The singer was my little brother. My little brother, he's the one that went on La Voz Kids, and my dad would put him to sing, and I was there in the background playing the accordion or whatever, acompañándolo. I wouldn't really sing. It wasn't until I would go out to gigs and a veces me ponían a cantar segundas or a hacer terceras. They would get mad at me because I would play bass, and I would just be there serious playing the bass. Y me decía, canta los coros. Okay.
What? For what?
And I would sing thirds or second, and they go, you have a high voice, sing first.
Right.
I was like, okay. So I started singing first. Yeah, see, I sort of just started singing more and more and more. I always liked singing,
Right.
but I wasn't like, yo todavía no me considero un cantante. Un cantante is like Pedro or José or even Juan Gabriel. I think Juan Gabriel is an amazing singer, right?
100%. Interpreter. Más que
Yeah.
nada. Oh.
José Alfredo for interpretation, música
Million
ranchera, la
percent.
ranchera, he is the king. Nobody can do what he did.
Women-wise, interpretation-wise, who do you love?
I am a big fan of Lucha Villa. Her,
Cheers.
you know,
Sorry.
people talk smack about her voice
have some
because
insides on
she
that,
has sort
so.
of a deep voice, right?
She
She has sort of a deep voice for a female singer.
She's laughing. I'm
I
sorry.
I know.
She's laughing because she's like, I don't really like. She doesn't really like her voice,
You
and
don't like
that's
her voice?
respected.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Respectfully,
No.
she is not my cup of tea.
Okay, there are a lot of people that don't like her voice.
Yes. Yeah.
But her interpretation.
For me, yes, I
is
will
like
not knock her
amazing.
talent. No,
Yeah.
I will not
It's
knock that. I
amazing.
will say that.
I love her, but
She
she's
is
laughing.
just not my cup of tea.
That's why she's laughing because I always tell her when I call her in the morning, I'm like, dude, I got lucha vibes right now. When I'm on roca.
Yeah, she has a deep voice.
And then she's like,
she has a deep
oh
voice.
my God, chula. And I'm like, I love it.
It's because-
I love lucha.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you hear her and she's like, no quiero volverme a enamorar.
How chula?
Volver a sufrir.
I'm like, bro, go
Yeah.
to sleep already.
But the interpretation,
Dude, I love her.
amazing.
I'm sorry, but I
Amazing.
can't. Respectfully, again.
You know, she used to, I always tell Celeste, I don't know if you know this story, but because she was with my tío Chencho. She was in love with my tío Chencho, by the way. And when she would get to town, she would call El Rey. And my mom was in the office and she would be like, my mom always tells me, because my mom, la que realmente sabe todo el mitote y todos los chismes de los años del rey es mi mamá. Quiero que sepan, ¿eh?
Hey, maybe
My
she
mom,
should do a
knows
podcast.
Everything.
My mom will tell you hasta
To
lo
the
que no
time, to the
quieren,
place.
hasta lo que no quieren que diga. Like, she knows everything, bro. So I know a lot of stuff because of my mom. And she's like, Lucha va al rey. Y decía, you know, gracias por hablar al rey. Buenas tardes. ¿Le podría decir a Chencho que ya llegué? And she's like, she would always do that. She goes, so ella hablaba para avisar. She goes, but I always think of that when I think of Lucha. Like, she would call El Rey and be like, oh, you know, I'm here. Can you tell him I'm here? But it was like, yeah, all those stories are phenomenal. So besides Lucha, anybody else?
Besides Lucha, I think you guys are talking about voice, right? I'm talking about interpretation, Lucha. In terms of voice, Rocio is very, very impressive.
100%.
Like, that lady was a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Like, she was
I love her.
amazing.
I agree.
I wish I would have been able to see her before she passed. Her and Juanga are the ones that I was like, I wish I could have seen them before they passed.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that would have been freaking great. Who do you love as a vocal interpretation as a woman? Like, who do you like? Who do you draw to?
I draw to Aida Cuevas the
And
most.
beautiful time.
I love her voice. I love her voice, the color of her voice, and I love her interpretation. Her interpretation is, I mean, is insane. And I love her album that she did with my grandpa.
Yeah.
They both slayed that
Yeah.
shit.
So that's your favorite girl.
I would have to, yeah, her. And,
Well, in the,
her and
obviously,
Rocio.
But so over
Yeah.
In the
time,
mariachi,
over
the-
time, her interpretation has grown. Like, especially now that she's older and she's been through some
She
stuff,
is,
you know? And you could tell she feels it now.
yeah, 100%.
She feels it, and
oh,
Every word she
yeah.
says.
Now she's really interpreting. Before she was
Singing.
playing the
and-
act, but now she's really interpreting, and that's like even cooler to experience now that she's still around and she's still doing what she's doing. I think it's pretty cool.
how old is she? I think she just
She's
turned
in her
60.
older-
No?
Her daughter's singing now. What do we feel about that?
No comment. No.
Oh.
Respectfully.
Respectfully, we just answered my question. Cheers to that.
I love Aida.
Cheers to Aida.
Cheers to freaking Aida.
It's just one of those things, right? Like
Preference.
Alex Fernandez, Alejandro's son.
I like him.
He sings great.
He
But the thing is, when you have a dad that sings amazing, and then people always compare the kid to the dad, and it's tough for the kid to sobresalir. You know, it becomes hard. It's hard.
I disagree with you, and I never disagree with you. However.
But what's your point?
Yeah, what's your point?
I think that's one of the reasons I'm like, well, Aida's already amazing. Why do I want the watered down version of Aida? You get what I'm saying? I don't mean to talk smack. I'm sorry.
But you know what? I saw Alejandro in concert
yeah.
in September. It's respected, of course, because everybody has their own ears and their own likes. I saw Alejandro in Vegas last year with my husband, and I was floored when Alex Fernandez came out. I was like, I am 100% a fan. You are amazing. Because I remember him when he started at the Grammys.
And he has a beautiful voice.
He
has a beautiful voice.
I mean, yeah, he sounds like his dad, but he's not his dad, obviously. And he's still going to develop. He's young. But I think he has a good chance to, when Alejandro ya decida, I'm putting up my boots, because he's really good. But Alejandro, dude, oh my God, Alejandro Fernandez, te amo mil. Like, his voice is like...
Yeah, he's an amazing voice.
Lo que cante ese hombre, canta precioso.
And
Tiene
very
una
different,
técnica.
very different from Vicente too.
Oh, night
Very
and day.
different, yeah.
100%.
Yes, I love Alejandro. Yeah.
We need to go to a concert. He's
Yeah.
amazing. Have
I
you seen
want
him in
to.
I
I've
went
never
in-
seen him in concert. You know the weird. I've not been to many concerts in my life.
I'm telling them right now on camera, we're all going to El Grito for September in Vegas. Theo, if he calls off that day, you know why. But
Yeah, tell
that
Jose to
doesn't
give me the
matter.
day off.
No. You're just going to get the day off. You need to figure it out on your own. But we're going to be there. It's amazing. His concert's 3 hours long. Y canta increíble. Increíble. I love him.
His
He's-
mariachi plays well too.
Yeah,
they
play
play really
great.
well.
His band,
All
dude,
of them.
They
Yeah.
sound
Yeah,
like
the
the
band
album.
sounds amazing
That's
too.
amazing
Yeah.
when you go watch an artist and they sound just like the freaking like Mark Anthony. He's incredible too. But
The thing is, their shows are at it's such a high caliber show. Everything is just
amazing.
everything is spot on.
But that was to defend Alex Fernandez because I really love him. I think he sings great. And
No, he has an amazing voice.
but it's hard for
Yeah.
any child that comes from a well-known family that has talent.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. It's tough. It's tough
It's
for anyone's
you're
son
always
or
gonna
daughter.
be compared. I
Uh-huh.
mean, I'm not at their caliber, but they're like, oh, you're Pedro. Just by hearing me, they know who I am. Oh, you're Pedro's daughter. I don't sound like my dad. None of his kids sound like
Yes,
my
you-
dad.
Fun fact.
That's not true.
There's a recording that I have of Lisa singing at the restaurant. What were you singing?
La Diferencia.
Yeah.
I need another shot.
So
Is it the one that I
she's
sent
singing
you?
that song, and you know that
Oh, yeah.
app Moises,
Uh-huh.
where you can change the key of the song or how high or low she's singing.
You're good.
So we did that, and we brought it down a couple of notches, and she sounded exactly like my Tío Pedro, Alex. I'm not even lying
That's
to you.
crazy
and
shit.
I don't hand
That's
out
pretty
things
cool,
like
actually.
that.
That's pretty cool.
Because that's my Tío Pedro.
Yeah, because you lower the format and it sounds like a guy, right?
Yeah, that I heard it
It
and I was like,
literally
that's my
sounded
dad.
like my Tío was singing it, and I was like baffled. And we called her right away, and we told her, and she was like, "Oh no, I don't hear it." Girl, she is deaf.
I mean, I'm
she need to clean her
honored.
ears.
I'm honored to even be at that.
Guys, if you guys are at home right now, and if you have that app
Kava, please sponsor
and you
us.
have a recording of her, do it, and you will hear what I heard. She sounds exactly like her dad when you
Thank
bring
you.
her voice a couple notches down. Not even kidding you.
It's because you love me.
Anyway.
Pedro the goat.
No, not because I love you. Not because I love you, because I'm an honest person.
Did you
and
see
I
her
would
face?
Not, I would not. I do love you, but I would not hand out a compliment like that.
That was Chencho Hernandez
He's
attitude
the
right
goat.
there.
He's one of my favorite singers ever. Ever. Like I'm sorry. I
you.
wouldn't hand that out for free.
Thank
That's
you.
all I'm saying.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, it's tough when you come from parents that are like
Exactly. Yeah.
incredible, you know?
And if you're not better, like in every way, people judge you hard.
Yeah.
People judge you hard.
I really
Like
don't
I was
care.
going easy. I didn't mean to comment
Yeah.
that.
No.
hard, you know,
100% respected because everybody
everything
tiene
that we're
sus
saying, yeah,
gustos.
it's just-
Yeah. I mean, there's a
Out of
lot of
respect.
kids out there that come from famous parents that
Yeah.
they just don't have it. And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Cada quien tiene lo suyo, and some of them is just not to follow on in that legacy and just, you know. But I love Amalia's voice. Amalia
Oh,
Mendoza.
Amalia, her interpretation is amazing.
That's my
Power,
girl,
too, a lot of power.
bro. Like
A lot of passion.
interpretation-wise.
Passion.
Bruh.
Passion. More passion.
More energy.
There you go. There. She
You're
knows what
matching
I'm
the
talking about.
energy. She got it. She got the vibe. I did it. But anyway, I love her. I
Is that, La
love her.
Chillona, they called her, right?
Yes. You know what? My mom and her stories, she told me that my abuelo, le contaba my abuelo Esteban, that when he used to record with her, and that she would, by the way, going into something else, that's my dream of a recording, to have the mariachi live and record live at the moment. That would be, that's like back in the days.
Así era antes, yeah.
Es lo que ella hacía, and that she would even want to kind of make the guys cry, because my abuelo was like, no lloraba así, pero like lloraba, y se ponía toda, like, that's and you can hear it in her songs, like when you hear her sing, pa que veas lo que se siente, like just with that you feel like, oh my God, like she was incredible.
Tons of passion. In Tayacuri style, you know?
There's my mom haciendo ojo because she knows all the stories. You saw her? She's like, ¿qué andan diciendo de mí? Ama, ven a poner acá historias.
You gotta do a podcast with her.
Literally.
Be like, what do you think about this guy? What do you think about this guy?
No. My mom, forget it, bro.
It's more, what do you know about this guy?
What do you know?
She knows everything.
She knows it all. Yeah, she really does.
You have to do a rated R version.
No, that's what my tío Chuy said. Part 2, rated R.
That will be on subscribers, though. You guys.
That would be on Patreon. Yeah, we're considering.
$12.99 a month.
Let me know if you guys are down.
I'm sure they are. They're down.
Yeah.
You have another one?
Sure you do. To like kind of conclude what you guys were saying right now, to the younger generation, I know I'm not a part of the music scene. Well, I am, but like I'm not a musician myself. But some advice that I can give you guys is to learn from those people. Learn from the people that we're talking about. Don't let their legacies die out. Like, continue to study from them, study from this guy. Like, yeah. Interpretation is key. You can sing in the right key and you could sing so beautiful. But if you have no emotion, respectfully, nobody cares.
Well, she's right. You know, you have to learn from the classics. You have to learn from the classics before you even begin. You start to be creative, right? You got to know where all this comes from. You got to learn. That's why they teach history in school, music history. If you're a music major, they teach you music history. Because you have to know.
Soon to be.
You have to know all the classic stuff before you create. And that's just part of the process. That's the best thing you can do, because everything clicks. Everything just makes sense to you once you know where it all came from. And you understand all the classics, like Pedro Infante, all those guys. Once you listen to them, you appreciate them, because everybody has influence from everywhere.
Javier Solís,
right?
Everybody, yeah.
It's like Chente, when he was just starting, he would sing just like Javier Solís.
Dude, you know that my dad gave Chente his first traje charro when he started working because he didn't have one? My mom told me that. I was like,
I heard that people were mean to Chente.
Yeah, my mom says that they were really, really, like, really poor. Like, he started from literally what you mean nothing.
He would sing at the bus station.
Yes, and that when my dad was already like, he was starting his solo, not his little, but his solo album and stuff. But he lent Vicente his first charro. What? O sea, ¿en serio?
Hay mucha historia ahí.
Yeah.
Like when we went to visit your dad.
How was that? Tell the people.
Is there a question about that, or can I just talk about that right
please.
now? Okay.
Talk about it.
You know, people say, don't meet your heroes. Don't meet your heroes, because it's going to disappoint you. Mm-hmm. This was everything I thought it was going to be and more. You know, meeting Pedro was exactly how I thought it was going to turn out. He was exactly who I thought he was going to be, and cooler than what I expected, right? And it's crazy because he knew who I was, which was crazy to me, you know, thinking that Pedro know who I was. And just the way he spoke to us, and he was so nice and so sweet and very funny, very charismatic. Oh, él sí tiene ángel. He has like that charisma, you know. You talk to him and he's just so likable. Dicen que se encelaba mucho Chencho. I'm sorry. Dicen que se encelaba mucho Chencho con Pedro because he was very charismatic and everybody loved him.
Yeah.
And Chencho would be like, why do you guys like him so much?
Sounds like him.
My grandpa was a Gemini, so let's put it like that.
Yeah. Like,
he had multiple.
Why do you guys like him so
2
much?
equals 4.
I play better than him. Why do you like him more? You know. I'm
sorry.
This is what they've told me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, my mom knows those stories too. I get emotional. Besides, I'm a big Chiona, but like everybody, the newer generations, because he's considered a newer generation. So when they call me and they're like, hey, we want to go visit your dad, like my dad's life lights up, you know? And I get emotional because he's older already. Mm-hmm. So he loves that. He's like, ay, ¿a poco? Los jovencitos todavía saben quién soy. And I'm like, bro, like, what are you talking about? Pero because he's not tech savvy, he has no idea. So when I call him and I'm like, oh, van a ir a verte, you know, and I'll give him a background. I'm like, toca con sol, like, and I sent him a recording of Hay unos ojos. And he was like, ah, cabrón, este cabrón, canta bien bonito, ¿quién es? And then I start laughing. He goes, espérame, este vino a mi casa. I go, sí, es el que fue a tu casa con su familia. No, pues, mendigo, canta como yo. And I'm like, yeah. And that's crazy because you phrase just like the way we do, which is crazy because a lot of people can't do that. Esas cosas no se... I personally think those things you can't teach. Like, you're just... Like, that's your don. Like,
you have to want to do it.
Yes.
And
as mariachi it's feeling.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
You can teach notes and you can write it on paper, but you have to feel it. That's like the biggest thing, and that's the thing you can't teach. And that's that influence. You have to like indoctrinate yourself in a way. Keep listening to the music.
Yeah.
But thanks to you, you made it happen. I remember you sent me hasta un video.
Tell them how I sent you.
So she sent me all the information and where it was. She's like, don't pass the school, because once you pass the school, you're too far and you got to go back. And then she sent me a video of like Google Maps, step by step, how to get there.
A voiceover.
Yeah,
Literally.
With the voiceover. Oh, yeah.
I did. Yeah. I got the whole map because I'm like, bro, te voy a decir las calles, ni modo que te diga como te dicen allá. Oiga, ¿en dónde está esto? Allá en la esquina donde está el caballo, le das a la izquierda. Señora, ¿en serio?
Señora.
Like, so,
no, it was that, but with new technology.
Yeah, with the newer, like, hi, it's me.
So you have to go to this chicken place because he likes this chicken place. He doesn't like this chicken place. So get this chicken, and he's going to like that chicken.
Tell me it wasn't good.
Oh, that chicken was amazing.
It was
so
the
good.
best chicken. Right when you were driving. If you guys ever go to Chapala.
Wow.
Chapala's the best.
If you guys ever want to go see my dad, send us a DM. You guys, anybody's welcome. He loves having company. He loves the new generations.
Oh, yeah.
He feels alive. Like I said, my dad's 82 already. He doesn't teach anymore. He's at home. And my viejito chulo, he's getting old, you know, but thank God he's still healthy, strong, and going. And he loves when people visit him. Yeah. So anybody wants to go, everybody's welcome. He loves that. But thank you for taking the time for going over there and visiting him, because I know you stayed behind.
He sings everything in the same keys.
I know. And that's why I tell him, oyes, ¿por qué no le bajas el tono a tus canciones?
He doesn't
and
go
he's like,
tono,
no,
yeah.
He's like, es mucho trabajo. Like, he has to adjust to it. So I'm like, all right, bro. You do you. You are who you are.
I think it's a pride thing. He's like,
oh, yeah,
I'm going to sing in the same keys. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, he still delivers, dude.
Oh, yeah.
The age he's at, he still delivers, and he gives you goosebumps, and he's amazing. He's great.
Oh, my family were there. They were listening, and they're just like, con los ojos abiertos the whole time.
You were crying when he sang El Adiós a la Vida.
Oh, yeah.
He was like playing, and he was like holding himself together, and I was like, just cry, bro.
I was like, don't
and then
cry.
He was like, when he finished, he was like wiping his tears, but I'm like, dude, just cry. But like, he was like, I have those videos. You should share those, because nobody's seen those. You should share those. I have them too. You should share them. But I'm going to share them with you, Celeste, because you haven't seen them. And they're like, when you see him, you could see the excitement in his eyes. He was like, he saw freaking Luis Miguel in person next to him, like crazy. Like the way he looks at my dad, like, oh my God, I can't believe this is like, I'm here. Like, you know, that's so awesome because it is. You're a great musician yourself, and you sing amazing, and it's like
great recognizes great.
Yeah. Oh. Applause, please.
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah.
But for me, that was like, imagine you're like the biggest fan of Luis Miguel, like you said, and you get backstage with him. That's like what that was for me, but times 10, because I got to hang out with him and drink with him. We had tequilas together.
Oh, yeah.
We got a little toasty.
And you left early. If you would have stayed longer, he would have kept going, bro.
It's funny because he's like, no quiero. Yo no tomo.
Hey.
Sirve no tequila.
And then what happened, right? Who started singing first? You, right? Of course.
I don't remember.
Now, you had to have gone. I told him. I
think so.
gave him the rundown. I'm like, get there, let him eat, take the bottle out, start playing the guitar, sing maybe a song or two, and believe me, he will start singing.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly how it went down.
That is the recipe to take out a mariachi.
We took turns singing and we sang some duetos and it was just
Beautiful.
It was amazing.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Wow.
So we do have a couple of more questions. We're going to leave yours at the end because that one's like a total finisher question, the one you have.
Okay.
So we have a couple of questions from our friends on IG. One of them asks, Viene grande grande en el disco nuevo, El Sol de México.
I don't know if Jose's going to get mad at me for saying this, but yes, it's going to be on the next album. It's a lot
You're just going to have to find out.
A lot of beautiful songs are going to be on the next album. It's going to be a romances album. Very, that's one of the things Sol is known for. All the trios. Like you guys interviewed Chu yesterday.
Last week. But
Sorry. Last week.
Yesterday.
That's what I meant.
But
That's what I meant.
it came out yesterday.
Yeah.
Stop drinking. No, I'm just kidding.
It's because I watched it yesterday, so I was like, oh, it was yesterday.
Did you like it?
I liked it, yeah.
You did?
I liked it.
Did you comment?
Awesome.
He's very charismatic.
Did you like and share?
I didn't, but
Wow.
I'm not very active
Alex.
on social media. I'll do it.
You
I'll
know
do
what,
it.
Alex? You better. Yeah, you guys don't follow him unless he does that.
I'm sorry.
Obvio.
I post once like every month, okay?
He actually does. He's kind of...
But
Take his phone and do it
Take
for
his
us?
phone and do it for him, bro.
like I saw
You need a refill.
You guys told him. You guys were like, oh, people told me, ustedes la voz del Sol de México. Because
Yeah, they did. In that question, remember?
for a long time.
I'm sorry? What was he saying?
The question that they asked my tío Chuy when they asked us, like, when I think of Sol de Mexico, I think of you as the voice of Sol de Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, give her more.
And it's because of all those trios and all those songs that he recorded and like those romantic songs, that's part of the Sol sound.
Yeah.
We need Cava to sponsor us. It's amazing.
Cavara, we're starting, but let me tell you, we're going places, okay? We need a
like,
sponsor.
It's like
Sponsorship.
nectar, right?
I don't know, it's just really good. I haven't drank in a while, so I'm
All I
like,
know is that it's
hey.
getting warmer in here.
I'm just kidding. Do you want my fan?
Good, because that was
I got two
I'll
then.
take one.
I was
will
freezing.
take
Give it to
one.
I was freezing when I got here. No, but there's
So-
gonna be a lot of boleros though. A lot of boleros.
Yeah.
And like pop
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say which songs.
I already know, but yeah.
You know, but
You know, we got the insight.
One of them is gonna be released as a
I feel
single.
like Beyonce.
I know, we already know.
So
I was about to sing it,
Stay
but I'm not
tuned
going to.
for
But
that.
it's going to be soon. Yeah. So we have another one that says, ¿Quién fue tu inspiración para ser músico y a los cuántos años? Well, we kind of answered, he answered that part, but I'll still ask it. ¿Y a los cuántos años te diste cuenta qué es lo que querías?
So my grandpa and my dad, right? They were the first ones to sort of instill music on me. Es más, we would go to Mexico a lot, like at least twice a year. We'd visit Michoacán. We'd visit Jalisco, where my mom's from. So my dad's from Michoacán. He's from Jacona, Michoacán. It's next to Zamora, Michoacán. They're like neighboring cities. My mom is from Jalisco. She's from close to Teucaltiche. It's a little ranch next to Teucaltiche. If I say the name of the ranch, nobody's gonna know.
Well, just say it.
A shout out to anybody that knows where this is. El Gavilán de Abajo, next to Teucaltiche.
I'm digging the name though,
Yeah.
bro.
Okay.
There's
also a Gavilán de Arriba.
And we got up and down.
Yeah, up and down.
I was just going to say.
Anyway, we would visit a lot, and my grandpa was he would sing here and there, and he would play the guitar más o menos. But one of the things
Stop
that he loved
drinking.
doing is he would play a harmonica.
Respectfully.
He would play the harmonica, and but he was a farmer, so he would take me on the tractor, and while he was doing surcos.
Uh-huh. What are surcos? We're not farm people.
Well, surcos
please
are.
show us.
You know how when they farm, they make the lines with the
Oh,
tractor.
like to put...
to grow stuff, right?
Got you. Okay,
He would make surcos, and while he was making surcos, I would be on the tractor with him,
nice.
and playing the harmonica and singing with him.
Mira nomás la harmónica. ¿Quién lo verá?
He's like, I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
It was one of those things, right?
Too damn bad.
Now the funny thing is, I was the only grandkid que sí le seguía, and I would
Right.
I would
Sorry.
want to keep doing it, and the other grandkids,
Did it.
like my brothers and my cousins, they were like, I'm tired of this, Grandpa. I don't want to keep
thoughts.
playing.
There you go.
Y yo, pues ahí, I wanted to keep playing. Yo con la inquietud de aprender más o
Yeah.
de cantar. I will tell you this though. My grandpa, he tried getting like a family band going,
Really?
and he put me on the keys and put some of my cousins on like guitars and bass guitar, drums. I hated that. I hated it because that was like, it was like Little Joey La Familia, kind of like Tejano style.
I like Little Joe. He's pretty cool.
And I would just play like very simple stuff. Yeah. So I hated it. And we'd play the same song like 100 times until we got it right. And it was just one of those things where you're a kid and you're like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, we asked about camperos. Now, for Sol, how did you get into Sol?
How did I get into Sol?
First of all, I'm going to cut you off. Why did you get out of Camperos? Bam.
Why did I get out of Camperos?
Answer that first, and then answer how.
That's a multifaceted answer, right? One of the things was I was still in high school, right? And I think I was taking pre-calculus, and I was in the magnet program, which was like, because there was honors, and then there was the magnet program, which was like all the AP classes and honors and stuff like that. So I was like bombarded with classes. I was already stressed out there. Plus, I was in the high school band, the high school orchestra.
Of course.
And it was just, it was so much stuff just on my plate. I was playing music every day. I was doing homework every day. I would wake up at 5 a.m., get back home 6 p.m. And I remember we'd get back from El Pescador. Well, we would play at, that was when Camperos was at El Pescador in Carson. We'd get back like at 2 a.m. to my house, and it was just, it was a lot. I wasn't sleeping. That was the main reason.
So you didn't have any issues there, in other words, because the people want to know mitote.
You know, there's always politics in mariachi. And obviously I was young. I was pretty green. There were some guys that, you know, didn't want me there. Because they're like, why is this young kid here in this professional group? Right? He's it should be an older guy that knows what he's doing and this and that. And that's understandable. You know, I get why maybe they didn't want me there. But the good thing is that Nati was very, very nice to me. Y me defendía mucho.
And mind you, this is not talking crap. This is nothing negative.
Not at all.
He's being 100% real about his situation and about his experience. Because I know that there's a lot of...
Oh, they're gonna feel
there's
that
a lot of like, oh...
I mean, I'm sure now they're like, why did we allow him to leave?
They're like,
No, and I love all the guys. I love Chuy. I love Checo. I love all the guys that were there when I was there. You know, Jonathan, he was my carpool guy.
I don't know a lot of the camperos, to be honest. I know Chuy. I've never met Checo, like, personally. I don't.
He's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's so smart, so intelligent. He's getting his doctorate right now.
Míralo.
He's
nice.
He's big on education. That's his main thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he was my harp teacher.
Ándale. Well, saludos to los camperos. Yeah. Look at Chuy, te queremos mucho. Chuy is going to be a guest on our podcast soon too. So.
Nice.
Chuy sabe que yo lo quiero muchísimo. Yo conozco a Chuy desde que yo estaba chiquita. Tocaba con mi papá. Muchos años tocó con mi dad. So I love
Yeah, he
Chuy.
was in Gallitos for a while. Yeah.
And he loves my dad.
Oh, yeah. He idolizes
Genuinely,
Pedro.
él ama, admira y adora a mi papá. So,
Oh, yeah.
Ya con eso, mira, forever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's extremely talented, Chuy.
Yeah, he's amazing. I love the way he
talented.
sings. He's amazing.
He sings amazing. He plays amazing. And he knows so much.
Have you met Chuy Guzman?
No, I've
You
heard
will
so
soon.
much
He's
about
amazing.
him. I want to
he's
meet
such
He
a
him.
loves
nice
your
guy.
grandpa too, so you're
He's a
going to love him.
sweetheart.
When you meet him, his vibe is like love. You're going to
Awesome,
love him.
awesome.
He's going to be awesome.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart.
I can't wait.
Cool.
También Juan Jimenez, pues en paz descanse.
Oh, Juanito Jimenez.
He was my roommate. He was my roommate when I was there.
Yeah. I know. I talked to his daughter a lot on Instagram, and she tells me, she goes, my dad loved him. He would... I think he used to teach her son, no? Her
Yeah.
son piano or something. She
her
would tell me.
her son piano
Yeah,
for
I
a
talked to
while,
her. Es mi amiga on Instagram. She's like, my dad used to love him so much.
Oh, yeah, Juanito.
I'm like, yeah, I love him. He's
Really nice.
go,
I would go to his house a
yeah,
lot.
He's
and
all right. You know?
Every time I would go to his house.
Yeah, she told me.
Siempre me preparaban comida, and I'd be like, hey, you guys don't have to do this every time. I'm just hanging out with Juan, or we're working on some stuff, or putting some stuff online or whatever. And they'd be like, no, claro. And they would marisco, all kinds of like a feast.
That's awesome.
Such
Best
sweet,
type of
such
people.
nice people.
Best type of people, that
Yeah.
open their home to you like that. So, back to her question, how was it to get into Sol de Mexico? How did that happen?
How did you get into Sol?
So I'm gonna be truthful here because
That's what we want.
Okay. I never thought I would end up in Sol, which is kind of a weird thing.
Why?
Because my teachers were always the Camperos guys, and I spent some time in Camperos, and it's just one of those things where you don't think it's gonna happen,
It felt like a betrayal thing.
right? Well,
Did
no,
it?
I mean, it didn't feel bad.
No?
Okay. By then I was,
He'd be lying, but
on
okay.
another tape.
Cheers to that.
No. So the thing is, I was sort of done with mariachi, and I was like, I was already in Camperos. I did this, I did that. What else is there for me? I'm not gonna have my own group. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be a professional singer because that's such a competitive market. No one. People think it's easy. It's not. It's not. Good luck if you try. But one day I just woke up and I was like, I kind of want to join Sol.
A random Tuesday.
No. It sounds like a joke.
For real.
It sounds like a joke, but it actually happened. And my family will back me up. Because I woke up one day and I told them, I was like, that'd be cool if I joined Sol, no? And they were like, I don't know. We're Camperos fans.
Lo que quieras. Oh, really? Alex's dad, brothers and mom.
They used to be.
Oh, really?
Oh,
They
okay.
used to be. Yeah.
I know where you live now.
He fixed it. He said they used to be. Okay, just kidding. I'm sure you'll take that
Obviously,
out.
they still like Camperos, but they have a preference now. And so I remember I went to the restaurant because I heard that your guys' Tío Chuy was retiring. I knew a lot of the guys. Like I knew Gustavo, I knew Jorge, some of the other guys there. And during their show, they were like, hey, we have a friend here, Alejandro. He's going to sing a song or two. So I sang 2 songs with them. And after the show, there's like a camerino. I don't know if some of you guys went to Cielito Lindo, the setup, how it was. It's the stage, and then behind the stage is the back room where the mariachi used to have all their stuff with lockers and stuff like that. So I go, hey, so I'm going to say hi to the guys in the back room. I go to the back room. I say hi to everyone. Hey, ¿cómo andan? And Chuy actually was the one that goes, mijo, yeah, you sing nice. Do you play guitar? I go, no, I play.
You said no?
I said, no, I play vihuela. I play vihuela. I don't really play guitar because back then I would play guitar all completely wrong, con mañas y todo. And he goes, a ver. And he gave me his guitar and his pick. And he goes, tócame un son. And I was like, oh, shit.
That's what I love about my family. Cutthroat.
So I played a song.
That's the ultimate test, though.
And I played it Camperos style. Because they're different styles,
Yeah,
right? Right? Sol style.
Sorry.
There's different styles, right? So Camperos is bouncier, right? It's more old school. Sol is more, it's precise and driven, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he goes, okay. A ver, tócame un guapango.
Hold on. Were all the guys in here at the same time? You were like on the spot?
I was on the spot.
Nice. That's what I'm
He
talking about.
put me on the spot.
Okay.
And so
That's the
I
only
play the
true test.
guapango, Campero style too. Right? And he goes, okay. He goes,
Face.
tócame un joropo. So I play a joropo. He goes, needs work. At least he was honest. He was honest,
My Tío Chuy is a very honest man. Yeah.
And he goes, why don't you come to the next rehearsal? I'll give you my number and nos ponemos de acuerdo. I'll send you the time and y todo. And I was like, oh, okay. So I get his number. I go, I wait like 2 weeks and I didn't hear anything. I was like, oh, they probably went with somebody else. And then I get a text from Chuy. Oh, we're rehearsing this week on, I think it was back when they would rehearse on Tuesdays. At either at Cielito or at the office.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes, come this Tuesday. So I went and I was at rehearsal and I can see that Jose was like, this kid doesn't play so well, he doesn't play the guitar very well. No me ponía mucha atención. So Chuy, after rehearsal, he goes, hey, why don't you come to my house? I'll give you some lessons and we'll keep working. So I went to his house. I went for a couple lessons and we worked on everything. The method of Sol de México, right? The armonía method, how they play the sones, the joropos, the guapangos, the rancheras. It's because it's all very... they have their method. They have their way of playing everything. Mm-hmm. And then I went to the next rehearsal. It was at Cielito Lindo. And we finished rehearsal, nothing. And actually, Gustavo Peña, for all you guys that don't know who he is, or he was one of the main vocalists of Sol for
many years.
Like 20 years.
A long time.
Yeah, really long time. Cantaba todos los coros de las primeras, and he would sing a lot of the songs. He goes, "Hey, Jose, why don't you put him to sing?" And he was like, "A ver, cántate una canción." ¿Cuál?
What did you see?
And I was put on the spot. I was like, "Oh shit, what song do I choose?" So I chose "Cómo Fue." And said, "A ver, ¿cómo fue?" He counts it off. Like everything was like boom, 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 like one thing after the other. And I sang the first verse, and then they did the music again. And then when it came to the second time, Jose and Guti come next to me and they do the trio. And it was like a
That's so
un
cool.
anillo al dedo. It was like magic.
That's so cool.
So that's how that happened.
So after that day,
I was
no, all because of Cómo Fue.
Yeah.
Bravo.
All 'cause
That's
of Cómo
amazing.
Fue.
Theo Chuy had a good. You know what? When we were talking to Theo Chuy this last weekend, he said so many good things about you. He was
100%.
like, "Dude, that
Oh,
kid
yeah.
is so talented.
Yes.
It's insane. He plays so many instruments." Da, da, da.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chuy's so
to
cool.
now
He's so
hear
nice.
that he's the
Main
reason that
Yeah,
you got into
and
soul, that's so awesome.
He even told me he's like whenever you want, you can come to the house and get a refresher on any of the stuff. And as much one of the lessons he didn't even charge me.
You got that?
Wow.
So
And that means a lot to the Hernandezes if they don't charge you. Like,
Yeah.
to Chuy, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, Chuy. Sorry.
Don't
I love
expect
you.
that though.
I
Don't
love you,
expect
Chuy.
that.
don't expect no freebies, okay? Let me
I
tell
love
you.
you, Chuy. No,
And
he was so nice and so accommodating, and he worked with me and really helped me understand Sol Armonia and how it worked,
Yeah.
and the mechanics of the guitar, everything.
Well, we're glad to see you on this side of town. We love having you in the Sol de México family because, I mean, me, I'm always there. I bleed Sol de México 100%. So,
Oh yeah,
I mean, I'm like,
because
Yeah.
musically,
I
¿qué
mean,
puedo decir?
Yeah.
It's-
When you think about it, Sol is Sol, but all of my tios, most of my tios, not all of them, some of them were in Camperos.
Yeah.
They were in Vargas, sorry.
Mhm.
So they took a little bit of knowledge from everywhere that they came from. Sol is a little bit of everything. Sol, I mean, my tío learned from everybody. He learned from all of his older brothers.
he developed an
Was my
Rey.
tío in Camperos? My tío
My
Jose?
ti- yeah, remember he was telling
in
us.
Camperos, yeah.
So-
My tío Chuy told us, remember that my dad gave them an ultimatum and they went to Camperos
He
for
was
a
in
while.
Camperos,
He was
so
in
like
Camperos.
it's
Yeah.
He actually wrote some stuff
Yeah.
for Camperos
Yeah.
that they still play today.
Fíjate, what is it? Tell me so I can hear it.
No, I can't say
Tell
what it
me,
is.
Alex.
I can't. He was like a ghostwriter. I don't know. I can't
Alex,
say
you
the
better
songs.
tell us.
You have to ask Jose.
Alex,
I'm sorry.
Give
It's
me
'cause,
the
look,
eye contact and tell
it's
me.
because it's going to go on the podcast and I can't say.
you don't know that. I might cut it out.
No,
Tell
you're
me.
not going to cut it out. You're going to leave this because
You don't trust me?
People are going to be wondering now.
But you don't trust me?
No, I trust
Then
you.
tell me what song it is.
I'll tell you after the podcast.
No, he doesn't trust me. Wow, that says a lot.
No, I'll tell you after I do
No.
trust you. I'll tell you
Then
after
tell
the
me
podcast.
right now on mic.
he just
No,
doesn't want
because
any
this is
technical
juicy. This
difficulties.
is juicy.
It doesn't
info.
matter,
He
but
doesn't
you don't
want
trust
any
me then.
technical-
But you don't trust
Look,
me?
okay, one that a lot of people know is like the cascabel that they play.
Okay.
That's Jose.
That's my tío's
Okay.
arrangement. I
So
know that
then-
too.
The one we don't know. The one we don't know.
I can't say. There are a couple there.
Wow, queso. I thought we were close.
If
I'm
you guys
hurt.
really
I'll tell you
wanna
that
know-
one though. que-
No, I want to
cascabel,
know on
cascabel.
camera. Let's see how much you trust me.
You're making him.
I'll leave it at cascabel. But you were saying.
You're
But
shook,
anyways,
right? I'm shook.
Now
But
you were
anyway.
saying that Jose gets his style from. He has a lot of influence.
Yeah.
a lot
right?
of influence.
I always tell people. I always compare Sol's style to obviously Galleros, obviously, and Vargas of the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
The old Vargas, and people could you can YouTube it, YouTube Vargas de los 60s or Vargas de los 70s, and you're gonna be like, whoa, this kind of sounds like galleros/sol, right? The trumpets, the way the violins play. You know, La Hormiga was there. He made sure all the violins were like precise. The
A1.
armonía, Rigoberto Alfaro, he had the armonía like on point. Which Don Rigo, that's Chuyazo, that's his
And my
his
dad's
escuela
too.
right there. You know,
My dad's too. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So yeah, like that was my point.
Yeah,
Sol
Totally.
is Sol. He's perfected his own way to make it his own signature.
yeah, of course.
But keep in mind that he pulled from everybody. He pulled from a lot of people. He pulled from my grandpa. He pulled from my tío Pedro. He pulled from my tío Beto. He pulled from everybody. Like my tío Chuy said in our last podcast, he literally said, my tío Jose is a combination of all of them.
Yeah,
He
he's
really
all the best
is.
parts. He's all
And
the best parts.
he eats, sleeps, breathes,
everything.
shits mariachi. I swear. I'm not lying to you when I say this.
Oh, yeah.
I've even had my cousin Karina, I think it was her husband, which is my tío Jose's daughter. She's told me like one time Chris was asking him if he had like a toolbox or something they needed to fix something, or it was something like that. And my tío Jose was like, no, I don't know.
Ask him for a
He
pencil.
literally, and she expressed to me like he literally only knows music.
Yeah.
Like literally, that's all he does.
Yeah.
That's all he. Don't ask him to tighten a bolt for you because he won't have the tools. He like that's what he's saying. Like
Yeah.
that's what she's saying. Like literally, he is music.
Mariachi, yeah.
He is music.
Yeah. And he's better than most people even know.
Yeah.
Then
Because
most.
because I knew he was like amazing, but now with all the time I've spent with him, he's
Wow.
even better than what I thought, because it's just incredible everything he knows. Like he knows the stuff that he records and he arranges and all that. That's like 20% of the stuff that he knows.
Yeah.
It's
Probably like 10%.
yeah, because it has to be palatable for everybody.
Right.
Right, because a lot of people won't understand musically, conceptually, the stuff that he knows. It's just so much music, so much.
Yeah.
I don't.
So I have one more question before she asks our last one, and we end up this amazing podcast today with you today. So we had this question say, ¿cuándo sale la canción que escribiste con Lupita?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, I
know-
wonder who asked it.
Anyway,
Lupita, we love you.
shout out Lupita. It's a really nice song. It's a really nice song, and we wrote it together. And it sort of has like an old school vibe, but newish lyrics. I don't know. It just works. It's nice.
So ¿cuándo sale? That was the question.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't have a timeline on that song.
Well,
Whatever.
maybe that's what the question was for, so you can have a timeline.
No,
right?
she has her timeline. She actually, I think they're recording. They're almost finished recording all of the tracks right now.
Maybe that should be a bonus track. Just saying.
Depending on how she wants to arrange everything and market it, pues, it's all up to them, right? Everything it's up to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Cool. So my last question for you is, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Wow. Awkward silence.
No, you're thinking about it.
That's an interesting question. You know, people tell me that like, hey Alex, debes de lanzarte como cantante y eso que lo otro. But they don't know the inner workings of the music industry and really how hard it is to even start a solo musical career. And many people have tried it. I mean, an example, Nidia Rojas. She has everything. She has an amazing voice. She has the
my
look.
gosh,
She has
yes.
charisma. She has,
I love her.
you know, you can have everything. And sometimes it still doesn't work out maybe how you plan or how you think it's going to pan out, right? It's such a difficult industry. In 5 to 10 years, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Right now, I am in, I call it like Mariachi University, right? with Jose, the way I see being with Jose is like you're in the best mariachi university in the whole world, right? You're learning.
Yeah.
No university, no music school, there's nowhere you could learn the same amount that you will learn in Sol de México with Jose Hernández, because that really is the best mariachi school in the world. So that's how I see being with Jose right now. I'm learning so much stuff. You know, not only about singing or interpretation in terms of my instrument. You know, interpretation of other instruments too. I when he talks to the violins and he tells them, no, you got to play like this, or un sobón aquí, or no, the dynamics there are wrong, or phrasing is wrong, or when he tells the trumpets the phrasing like this, phrasing like that. Like I listen to that and I focus on that, and like some of the other guys they see it as like dead time, right? When he works on the trumpets or the violins. And that's how I used to see it when I was young, right? I would just sit there bien inquieto, like, when is this guy going to be done with the violins? But now I see it as something that I am learning, right? He's telling them, but I'm also listening to what he's telling them. Right. It's something that we can all absorb and learn from him. And so in 5 to 10 years, I don't know. It could be.
But where do you see yourself? What do you see yourself doing? Tell me your imagination.
Like still in Sol, right?
It's tough.
If you're playing mariachi, like
the thing is, if you're playing mariachi, there's nowhere else you want to be, right? Like even if Mariachi Vargas called me tonight and they told me, Alex, we want you to join.
What would you say?
Obviously, it's an amazing opportunity. It's the most famous mariachi in the world. But Sol de México is the best mariachi in the world. And that may be a hot take.
Respectfully, you're going to take it how you want it.
No, I say this with all the respect due to all the other mariachis, right? Cobre, Vargas, Camperos. Even the guys from Mariachi Las Leyendas, right? They're all amazing musicians. But the thing that these mariachis don't have is a director like Jose Hernández, right? They can all have the best musicians, but without proper direction, it won't be, musically it won't be the same, right? Vargas of the 60s and 70s, what did they have? They had an amazing director. They had La Hormiga, you know, they had Rigoberto, right? And these guys were super detallistas, right? With a good director, you're going to have an amazing mariachi.
Very well said.
Right? That's Pedro was an amazing director too in his days.
100%.
And he had like a normal turnover, the normal turnover that big groups have, right? New guys would come in and he would make them sound like galleros. That's the thing about a really good director. A really good director, no matter what, no matter who enters, no matter who leaves, I can leave the day of tomorrow. I can leave Sol de México and it'll still be Sol de México. It'll still sound like Sol de México.
100%.
You know, half of the guys can leave Sol de México and it'll still sound like Sol, as long as Jose's there. After Jose, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he needs to appoint somebody. Maybe he needs to set something up, start training somebody, or have some kind of committee. I don't know. But with good direction, you're going to have a good group.
Yes.
Metaphorically speaking, my tío Jose is the mariachi prophet. He lives to continue the tradition. Like literally, if his trajectory hasn't showed you that, the fact that he has a mariachi school for kids,
a girl group,
created the first female group in the United States.
Yeah, he not only directs Sol, he directs
exactly.
Reina too.
If that doesn't prove that to you, I mean, I don't know what does. And I that's really respectable, because honestly, to be a part of this family, like, yeah, like it's one thing to have the pressure on you, but for him, like, he just loves it.
Yeah.
He lives it. Like it's him.
Yeah.
It's in his DNA. If you look at his DNA, there's music notes in it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even kidding you. Like, and that's for me, because I see what work goes into it. I appreciate it. I don't know. I just grew up around it. You know, it's just in my blood to appreciate it. But you can choose to appreciate it, and I choose to appreciate it.
100%. Same.
It's an art. It really is.
People have asked him to sell out too.
Really?
They're like, do this or do that. You're gonna get more views or whatever.
And he won't.
He records what he wants to.
Yeah.
Because he can.
Yeah.
Because he can. That's the thing. If you're the best, you can do what you want.
Himself. Yeah.
That's
staying true to themselves is literally that's the Hernandez way. Literally.
like Chencho.
My grandpa
would leave and go into any group he wanted because
if it
he
wasn't
could.
going his way. Yeah,
because
exactly.
he could. Yeah. Right? Nati always had a spot for him.
Yeah.
Because he was Chencho. Yeah. Right? Chuy Guzman was a little jealous of that because
my dad too. My mom says that my dad left Camperos he would leave and come back too multiple times.
Both of them, right?
Yeah.
Because Nati knew that it was a good business decision to have such good musicians, such good elementos joining, you know, even if it's for a little bit, why not?
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to have the best mariachi trumpet player at that time join your group, even if it's for a month, even if it's just for 2 months, why not? It's a good business move.
Yeah.
You know, Nati was a good businessman.
Right.
Yeah.
And he always made sure his group was
A1.
filled with good musicians. And maybe musically he wasn't very detailed, although he was an amazing violinist. He not a mariachi violinist, he was a classical violinist. They say that he would play like chardas and rondinella and a lot of like, he would play a lot of like classical cadenzas, really very, very pretty, very in tune with like nice vibrato and all the high parts, very, very in tune.
Wow.
And he was a good musician.
Nice.
He was a good musician, violin especially. He played vihuela really nice. Although he wasn't like an amazing musical director, he always knew what his group needed.
Right. That's awesome.
Good businessman.
Nice. Well,
keyword, put your pride aside.
Yeah, you know
Smart.
that's the problem with a lot of directors right now. It's they put their pride first, right? Like they'll fire a guy before the guy quits on them because of their pride, or because they did something that maybe didn't sit well with them. They're like, oh, well, I'm gonna get rid of this guy por mis huevos. You know, it's be more like a good director. You know, somebody that's looking out for the good of your group.
Be wise.
Jose is always looking out for the good of his group.
right.
Right? When he brings a new guy, it's for the good of the group. If he fires a guy, it's for the good of the group.
Right.
It's there are a lot of directors right now, I'm not going to say names, that will fire people just because they want to. But enough ranting.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Alex, for having us here at your beautiful rancho. We appreciate you. This was an awesome episode 2.
Thank you for having me on your podcast.
No, thank you for taking the time and inviting us. This will be released soon. Salud. We will see you soon. And until the next time, salud.
Salud. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.